The vision behind prospect prep is to give kids that are chasing the dream of playing college or pro baseball everything in their tool set to go chase that dream. So we've got strength and conditioning work, we've got swing work, we've got mound work. We're going on field every Wednesday that the weather allows to actually compete. We are focused on helping these guys become a well-rounded man who plays baseball. So each week we've got a different characteristic that we feel is vital to developing as a man and as a college-ready freshman. That's what we're working through. So on Mondays, our pitching guys are working recovery. A lot of these guys are throwing on the weekend. We're working some strength and conditioning, maybe some light throwing. On Tuesdays, pitching group is going to get a lift in with our position players. And then we're going to do some mound-specific work. And on Wednesdays, we all go compete. Our hitting group is with Hunter on Mondays, working hard to get the swing right. Tuesdays, they lift and throw. Some speed work in there, make sure that 60 time looks right the next time they lay that down. Or for our guys that are already where they need to be with the 60, trying to make sure they're fast enough to actually go get some bags. And on Wednesdays, we throw barrels. Our two-way group, that group is with Hunter on Mondays for swing work. They're with me for lift and pitching stuff on Tuesday. And then on Wednesdays, they compete against each other. So some things that we've included here, we had a meeting early on with Kyle Wren from Elite Sports Advising to make sure that we understand where we're going as prospects. And then we had a Zoom actually last night with a nutritionist to make sure that we understand the foundations of what it takes to build a body that looks right getting off the bus. We are really focused on making sure that these guys understand what they are actually chasing and then giving them everything they need to do that. Tonight you guys get to meet the actual brains behind K-Zone. Sam. So we're making roughly 60 shirts tonight. We got 16 athletes, a bunch of stuff for fill-in guys, some stuff for me and Hunter. So talk us through, one, how I talked you into making all of these and not just making me order them, and then kind of the process of how this is happening.
Okay, so I used to do this on the side, and I knew that I could do it much cheaper than he could buy them for, because I still have a bunch of the wholesale type things. So we've got the heat press going. All of the prints are going on the shirts individually. Before we cut them out, we should have showed you all. They come on a sheet like this. The one that had all of the prints on it, we had to individually cut each print out and then match it with the actual size that it goes on, and then we press it. This is a special kind of DTV is what it's called, and it has to be pressed twice. So we'll go through that whole process of pressing it, letting it cool, pressing it again to make sure that it like stays on the shirt, and then we'll get going. Alright, so we've got the first shirt on here. Of course, Jimmy's making me make his shirt first. We're going to press it for about 8 seconds at 325 degrees, and then we're going to take it off, set it to the side, and let it completely cool before we press it again.
Cover.
So, I don't have to cover it.
Oh.
I know how to make these.
I've made 11 shirts in my life.
I've made probably close to 10,000.
Sorry, I just thought we were destroying the first shirt.
Alright, we're going to let this baby cool, and then we will press it one more time, and that is going to make sure that the ink is staying in the shirt and not being easy to peel off. Alright, so this is cooled down now, so we're just slowly peeling back the protective layer. This is what the ink of the design comes on. This is trash now, we don't need it. But we're going to put this back on the heat press now, this time actually using the Teflon that Jimmy wanted me to use originally. And we're just making sure that that's good and covered, pressing it again. Again, just another 8 seconds. We're going to pull it off, and then the shirt will be finished. And your first official Prospect Prep shirt is complete.
You can open it up, first page there. Anybody know who that guy on the left is?
Dustin Pedroia.
Dustin Pedroia. Did Landon say it first? How many of you had no idea who that is? Okay. So what we're talking about week one, the overall theme is swagless. Okay. Anybody got a teammate that runs like 11 miles an hour but has 3 sliding mitts? You might know somebody like that. You said somebody. Don't say a name, but you mentioned that before.
I did?
Yeah. There's a kid that I worked with. Don't want to give it away.
Oh.
But the big thing is when a college coach shows up, you have to look like a college player, not a high school player. We're looking for easy ways to stand out. That does not mean we need an ice cream cone glove at shortstop. That means that we need to be the quickest guy on the field. We need to carry ourselves different and look like a college kid who somehow snuck into a jersey and found himself hitting in the 3-hole. That's everything we're trying to do, is make you guys stand out from the rest. So throughout this week, overall theme is swagless. The reason that we chose these 2 guys, we've got Dustin Pedroia on the left, 5'8" on a good day, 170 in college. Okay, won an MVP award in Major League Baseball. Senior year of high school, did not strike out once. Fernando Tatis on the right, love him. He's the guy we all want to be, right? When I was 11, creating a character named Jimmy Keating on MVP Baseball 05, I probably made myself Fernando Tatis. Hypermobile, 99 speed, plays shortstop, 6'5". But this kind of is what is the culture change in baseball to the younger ages. That guy can do everything he does now, okay? He's got the money for generations and generations and generations to be loaded. His dad also is an 11-year big leaguer. Dustin Pedroia's dad ran a tire shop. Which one are you closer to? Freakish MLB genetics. Dad was an 11-year big leaguer. Or tire shop, not genetically gifted, kind of have to do things the right way. Which one are y'all closer to?
Probably the Pedroia.
Probably Pedroia. You know, none of us here grew up in the Rangers locker room. Okay. We're not gifted enough to act like we've already got it. We have to be the guy with the mindset of, I have achieved nothing, and go to work and show it off all the time. The way we show off is with hustle and attitude, not with pretty stuff and little bat flips and yelling at the other dugout and little brother posts on Instagram and stuff like that. So throughout this week, we are focused on how can we go to work with a swagless approach. That's what I got for you guys. Hunter, take it over for you.
At the end, I want to get some numbers on you guys so we kind of have a baseline. All right, you guys just come over here. We're just talking for a second. But we'll do that towards the end, okay? We got 8 weeks. Wednesday, for the most part, we're on field live, right? So what we'll be able to do as far as like swing work will be kind of limited. I'm hoping for on-field BP, stuff like that, to be really cool. But that's give or take, right? So on Mondays, I'm hoping to gear in on a particular thing that we can work with our swings, okay? So there's a very real chance everyone here has a hitting coach, all right? There's a very real chance that there could be something I say that's like, sounds really weird, right? This guy's he's off his rocker, he's lost his mind. Hunter's worked with me a little bit more, right? So he says that almost every time. He's like, this guy's crazy, okay? But here's where I'm approaching everything I say from. It's from a place of where I have personally been on this swing journey, and I have either felt a lack of success somewhere or success elsewhere, okay? So just to give you a heads up, right? Played at Bullet East, played at WKU, played 2.5 years after, okay? I was playing indie ball. So I was literally like making $600 a month and grinding it out for, when I look back on it, really no reason, right? But a lot of the reason now in God's sovereign plan, I feel like, was to have some of these experiences, okay? So just a heads up. I had no idea what I was doing in college. You guys are all super talented. That's why like we specifically target you guys, right? You guys will all play college baseball, right? But I legitimately made it through 4 years of high school and 4 years of college and had little to no idea what I was doing. If you would have asked me, what is your approach at the dish? I would have said, see the ball. All I had, right? And I hope they throw a fastball, because if they throw anything but a fastball, I'm toast. Okay, that's literally what I would have said to you. All right, so then I get to pro ball. And here's one thing I'm amazed with, all right? I'm playing indie ball. You guys right now probably go, I would never go make $600 a month. Like, I'd just be done, right? But the moment someone says you can't play baseball anymore, things change, right? Here's what I was amazed with. I'm playing with guys that got released after a half a year in pro ball. I'm playing with guys that never, they played NAI ball, but they never got drafted. I'm playing with these dudes, and I come to this realization. You have to be so good to play at the next level, right? It wasn't like I killed indie ball either. I hit 202. That's what I hit, right? It wasn't like I was hitting 340 because these guys were good. These guys were so good, okay? Here's what I found out. I found out the entirety of my baseball career, I was legitimately not ready to hit the majority of the time, okay? So 82, all right, you guys all faced 82 most days, 77 to 82, guys. You can do a lot wrong and still hit that well, okay? And I would say, you guys could all probably say, how many times were you really challenged in the box this year? You can at least say once. It was against the Sales, right? Right. So there was 2 or 3 arms the entire year where you're like, wow, this guy's pretty good, right? The other, you're just hoping they throw a fastball over the dish, right? And guess what? They're just hoping they throw a fastball over the dish too, right? So we're going to work on something that I literally start every hitter with, right? Whether you hit 6 homers this year or you're struggling to make the JV team, I start with one place, all right? I'm going to talk about a coil, okay? We've worked briefly. We've never worked before, and we've worked a little bit more, all right? But I'll demo over here on this tee real quick. So I always try to do a demo, one, just to show you guys, like, I'm not making stuff up, but also, right, I think it's pretty impactful. Like, I would love a coach that can do what he's telling me to do type thing. But with all that, I run a risk of, like, absolutely failing and destroying tees, which sometimes I do as well. Okay? So here's the drill we're going to right now. We're going to a 1-2-3 drill. All right? Very basic, very elementary. But this is the thing that we never work on in hitting. Okay? I know what your high school practice looks like. All right? North Bullitt's got the hit shack still, right? That little building out there. I don't know what kind of facilities the Sales have, but regardless, you got 35 hitters, right? There's some guys still swinging bats they shouldn't be swinging bats, right? And coaches got to get them in. You got 35 hitters, you got an hour and a half, 2 hours, and you don't have the manpower to get everybody the proper swings, okay? So if you're doing any tee work out of practice, normally what you're doing, it's kind of eye wash, right? You're stepping in the box and you're getting 5 swings probably as hard as you can with no thought. Okay, what we're going to be working on right now for these first drills is I want to work on the thing that actually helps you get better in the game, and that's being prepared to hit. Okay, so this drill is almost offensive because it's so elementary. Okay, but most guys I start with don't do it very well. All right, so I'm working on the coil or the prep. Okay, I'm working on what I'm doing before the pitcher even throws the baseball. All right, so you're literally under your breath, out loud, doesn't matter. All right, you're going to count 1, 2, 3. All right, we're swinging on 3. So what we're doing here, I'll talk about it more in depth in a second, right, is we're preparing to actually swing a baseball bat. Okay, I can tell you with all assurity, my entire college baseball career, I stood somewhere like this. Sometimes I lifted my legs, sometimes I didn't. I let the pitcher throw 92, and then I tried to figure out if I wanted to hit it yet, and then get ready to hit. Guys, it's impossible. You can't do that. All right, so this is the drill. Ready? So we're going 1, 2, 3. Get our swing off. All right, very, very, very elementary. Okay. What I'm doing the entire time though is making sure I'm actually ready to hit. Okay. If I could pick one place to swing a baseball bat from, it'd be right here. Okay. So I'm going to work on getting there. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Slowing down and being actually intentional with our work. All right.
My name is Hunter Holland. I'm a 2026 at Bullitt East, and I'm here to go Division I in baseball. I'm Landon Pun. I'm a 2026 at the Sales, and I'm here to try and play college baseball.
Got Pun.
My name is Dylan Hornbeck. I'm a 2026 at North Bullitt High School, and I'm here to play Division I baseball.
What is your mindset as Hunter Holland or Dylan Hornbeck standing in the box? What is your mindset, right? Let me give you a few options here. Is your mindset like, well, I kind of just want him to be able to hit so he'll feel good about himself? Or is it something other than that? Right. What are you thinking? Do you want to embarrass him?
Yeah.
If possible?
Keep them off balance.
Right. You want to keep them off balance, right? Here's what you don't want. You don't want them to be on your fastball, all right? You definitely want them to sit on your breaking ball, right? You want to always keep them guessing, keep them all balanced, right? And this is what makes hitting hard, okay? I always tell people a story, right? It's a make-believe story, but I'm going to step in this box right here. So, sorry. All right. I'm convinced if Major League Baseball was played off the tee, I would have had a shot. Okay? Dude, I was a beast off the tee, man. Right? But we all know it's not. Okay? So the baseball starts moving. Pitchers get better, right? You go from facing 82 to 92 in college, right? And then if you have a 95-mile-an-hour fastball in the big leagues, you're slightly better than average. Okay? Hitting is so hard. All right? So as Pund is thinking, keep him off balance and embarrass this guy and his entire family, all right, with my fastball, okay, we can't stand here waiting to make decisions. Okay? We can't stand here waiting for him to attack us. Okay? We play offense in the box. Football, of course, right? Who played football at some point? You? Did you play football? Okay. When you have the ball, you are attacking the defense. They have to react off you, right? In basketball, the same thing, right? You are attacking the basket. Okay? In baseball, it's kind of the other way around. The defense is attacking you. Okay? We have to change the mindset. All right? So, with that being said, here's the next drill we're going to. I'll borrow this tee one more time, okay? So, this is called our command drill. And I always say, and I'm not reinventing the wheel, right? This is exactly what I teach if we hit on a one-on-one. So, when we're doing our command drill, all right, I'm going to give you 2 goes. All right? The first go, we're going to start prepping. And the second go, we're going to swing. Okay? Here's what we're training. We got 60 foot 6 inches. How tall are you, Landon? 6'1" or 6'4"? I was going to say, I'm 6'1". You're way bigger than me. All right. We got a 10-inch mound, okay? So Landon on the mound is 7'6", all right? He probably has a 3-foot-long arm, okay? Let's say he's throwing the baseball from 9 feet 4 inches in the air, right? 60 foot 6 inches, milliseconds to react, all right? He's going to be in the mid-8s, right? We can't let the baseball come and then make a decision. We have to be ready and then be ready to swing, okay? So, Hunter, you've done this one before. All right, you're going to give me 2 goes. You ready? Okay. My ability to get a swing off when I want to and as quick as I want to dictates how late I can let this ball travel and make decisions. Okay? Here we go. Let's try my best. Here we go. Don't claim the tee. All right.
Go. Go.
Hold on.
I played D3. And so this play, get the ball behind my elbow, deliver out front with a nice easy reliance shoulder. It should not be done.
Very good.
The orange is 1 pound, yellow is 10.
That's probably smoke there.
Or if you want to throw out in the concrete. If you have good, I want you to throw. These are also commonly performed down on the knee.
I'm getting up some homers right now.
Shannon Bieblehauser, class of 2026, and I'm here to get my name out there and play college baseball.
My name is Colin Fager, class of 2027, and I'm here to get my name out there and hopefully have the opportunity to play college baseball.
Good.
I'm MJ Wofford, and I'm class of 2029, and I joined Prospect Prep Series 2025 to transform my game to the next level in pitching and hitting.
Go. Go.
My name is Caden Phillips, class of 2027. I'm here because I want to make it out of my Washington, Kentucky as the best 2-way.
Good.
Anybody ever done an agility ladder? Does that make you feel like when you're going after a ball in the gap, do you feel like you're doing an agility ladder? It doesn't feel like what we do in our sport, right? We're reacting to randomness. We need to move. We have to have spatial awareness. Anybody ever ran into a wall? Yeah, not that fun. okay? So we need to have 360 degrees of spatial awareness and move our body. So I'm not sure anybody here has played this before. Keaton, maybe? All right, so this box right here, this first box, these cones over here are irrelevant. They're for the sprint work we're doing later. Let me get Keaton and Landon out into this box with me. Everybody's familiar with tag, right? Man, y'all are dead. We need like a Lonnie sponsorship. So we are playing tag, but everybody's it. And the only way to get somebody out is any part of their knee, okay? Everyone is it. Every knee can get got. All right, ready? Go.
Oh, you're in?
I think you got me. All right? The big thing with this, understand where your head is at, okay? These are big humans in here. So if we go head to head and we're bleeding, you don't get your lifting metrics today, and I got to sit over there with gloves on and try to stitch you up. So be aware of where your head is at. Any part of the knee goes. If you're arguing, rock, paper, scissors. Okay, so we were close there. I think he got me. But if we're like, no, blah, 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 just rock, paper, scissors, other guy's out. Once you are out, for now, first round, I just want you all the way out of the circle. All right? Everybody in?
Got me.
If you're out, get all the way out. There's some wingspan in this group. Got about a foot of arms. It makes you feel like you're going in for a takedown. Somebody get crawling for sure. A little bit further out. Oh, I love it. A little bit further out here. I don't want you to get stepped on.
One left.
Get crawling. 3 remain. Larkin does feel like the guy that's going to be good at every little weird thing I throw at you.
I'm a dual sport athlete. We're going to box and baseball. Like this little circle.
Dylan's kind of like, don't start 9, won't be 9. Brody, what are you doing?
You said one line.
I did not. I said crawl until it's over. I said you get 2 seconds on one knee.
That was like the exact same time.
Oh, wow. How do we want to settle it?
He can have it. He took more people out.
All right, just give me one length here on a bear crawl. When we get inside the rig, we're going to have the position players bench first while the pitchers squat, because you all are doing pull down baseline today too. So if you don't feel like your arm's good for that, don't do it, okay? If you feel like you are after catch play, okay, yeah, you got to be in charge of you. I don't want to push you there. I know you can throw the baseball, okay? You two, we need a number. All right, we got some on-field stuff last week, but I really want like a real number that we're looking at. For you guys, going to have some mound work after we do all this. Pretty easy. Catch play, and then some mound work. Each of you have been with me in person, so you've kind of got an idea of what I want you on right there. All right, I'm leaving that pretty open-ended. If you want Indian club or PVC pipe, whatever that is, that's what we've got after this. This is the whole lift today. All right, there are no additional exercises. Everything we are doing is a test out metric. So we've got your vertical back in there. Broad jump, we're starting out here. How do y'all want to do it? Y'all want me to show a movement and then you do it? Or do you want me to show everything and then kind of just like crank music and go?
Don't matter.
Does anybody talk here? You talk.
We can do the second one.
Okay, yeah. All right, broad jump, very simple here. We're gonna start down here. I need you behind this metal clip. okay? Kind of free throw line it. So get as close to it as you can. We are trying to see how far that way you can go. You have to stick it like that, okay? If you land and you walk through it, how am I gonna come look at the tape measure? Okay, I'll put a PVC pipe behind your heels, line it up with where it's at, and I'm not athletic anymore. Final answer. All right, broad jump. We're gonna do that 3 times. We're gonna take your best figure there. Okay? Also out here, we have your 10-yard steel start. Pitchers are doing this too. I want a speed metric for you guys. Getting faster usually translates to your body doing things faster. Very simple here. We're running through these 2 cones right here. There's no reason, and I'm not getting into mechanics today because I really want to see just kind of how you do it. There's no reason for you to be upright running that soon, okay? So right foot behind the cones, however you want to set up. I need your chest to the bay doors. We're taking off to the right just like a steel start. Boom, go, get through the cone, stopwatch time. Very simple there, okay? Doing 3 of those as well. All right, what else is out here? Nothing, we're inside here. Green lights here. Okay, if I get inside and it turns red, it's ready to go. Snap down, jump as high as you can. Okay, I'm taking that number. If I feel like you cheated in some way, I'll no rep you and we'll do it again, okay? So don't try to get cute. Just try to get your hips as far away from the ground as you possibly can, and that's your number. All right, then we have bench reps at 75% of your body weight. I don't need to show you how to bench. We're gonna calculate 75% of your body weight. We'll put as close to that as we can to the nearest 5 pounds on the bar. So if you're 173, we're putting 175 on the bar and see how many full reps you can get there. In order for it to count, I need it to touch these pretty shirts we made you, okay? Touch the shirt all the way to the top. I'm not going here. That is a no rep. This is a rep, okay? Pull-ups after that, simple enough. Again, I'm actually gonna show this. Pull-ups are misunderstood. Okay, we have a whole system of pull-up bars. Whenever you're ready to do that, let me know, we'll track it. All right, this is a real pull-up. We are overhand, we are dead hang, we are up, chin crosses the bar. This will be no rep, okay? This is the thing that I will no rep today, undoubtedly. I got no rep on it in college when we started. And I've done 1. Why is that a no rep? Chin got there. I got here, right? It feels like full range of motion, but I really want to see this. That's 2. It's a big difference between pulling from here and pulling from here. This is what I want to see. You will not be able to do a lot of these, and that's okay. Because all we're doing is trying to see where you're at and then send you where you need to be, which is just more of whatever that is. Your bodyweight squat reps, we're gonna set you up on a box. I'm gonna add plates to this to get it to where I believe it's at 90 degrees based on your joint angles and your movement patterns. We'll write that down, we'll test you to the same squat depth, okay? That's pretty simple, that's pretty intense, okay? Some of you guys are like Holland, you can probably take 212 for a pretty good ride. It's actually gonna be 210. So yeah, I had a freshman go 21 last night. It's pretty intense. It's kind of fun. That's everything. What questions do you guys have for me?
We doing throwing after?
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I've got you guys benching first, so upper body gets a second. That shouldn't be super intense. That's gonna be 30 seconds of intensity. Any questions at all? Let's go to work.
My name is Brody Schilling. I'm a 2027 at Bullitt East, and I'm here to chase my dreams.
I'm Larkin Ryle, 2026 at Bullitt Central, and I'm here to kind of show people what I got and put myself on the map.
My name is Keaton Clonens. I'm a 2027 at Bullitt East, and I want to become more of a dominant and commanding pitcher.
This is Secret Sauce hit 93. All right, here, toss that.
So a big part of what we're doing this summer is really trying to make sure the guys understand what a college-ready body is. We've got guys that have thrown up impressive numbers, as you just saw, and we're sitting these guys down as they finish up this first Tuesday where we're strength training. We've just talked to a nutritionist on Sunday. Guys have applied to potentially work with Mandy for the next few months. She's going to choose a few of those. That's awesome. And a big part of what you've got to do there is make sure that you've got the right products to actually help you chase your goals. So I'm so happy that we were able to work out a partnership with Susan at East Edmonds. And she's sitting down with these guys, and she's going to tell you a little bit about what she's doing with them as they wrap up this first Tuesday training.
Awesome. Hi, everybody. So Susan here. I've been focused on nutrition for more than half my life. So it's really something of passion for me. And I know when I was in high school, I didn't have a lot of nutrition support. Didn't understand a lot about nutrition until later in life. And so this is a great opportunity for young athletes to learn some of the basics that can support them. So alongside the nutritionist, a lot of times, what you're eating throughout the day, there's going to be gaps. And sometimes we're on the go and we need things, to make life easier to get in all of our nutrition. So that's where supplementation comes in. So supporting people on the supplements, but at the same time, it's also helpful to know your starting point and also where you're going, like what your goals are. And so we have our InBody machine here. This is designed to help our athletes know, how much they weigh. And out of that weight, how much is body fat, how much is lean muscle. And then also helps to support, with a macro breakdown of, based off of their goals, what is it going to take to get there? And so sometimes most people don't understand, what do I need to do? The other part is how am I going to do it? So with the help of the nutritionist, figuring out like how to structure out a day, and then filling in the gaps with the supplementation. And that's where I come in to support them in figuring out how they can fill in the gaps to support their goals. For numbers, like individually, we can do that. And then and then I can even have shake stuff here and hydration stuff here for you guys. So. Cool. Alrighty, no, you're welcome. I know it's a lot of information, but I'll get you guys that protein list and such, and then if you have any other questions, I'll make sure you guys have a way to reach me.
This episode of the Prospect Prep Series is brought to you by Malia French from Mayor Realtors. If you all have seen me train guys or followed anything that we do, you kind of know that I don't like wasted time, and I'm very straight to the point. So working with a realtor can be kind of frustrating because you feel like somebody's trying to sell you something. Malia is the exact opposite of that. She did everything in her power to make sure that we as a family were going to be in the best house possible. And now we have our kiddos. We're living this out. And I can't thank Malia enough for what she was willing to do for us to put us in the right house.
I already talked to the cage, of course, but focus here is going to be, right, trying to get our mindset on seeing the baseball, right? That's the extent of what we're doing here. We want to find this release point. We want to make sure we're on time and we're ready. And that's all it's in our mind, to see the ball. Every mechanical thing is drifted away right now, right? We've done that work already, and we're in the box, okay? So that is our entire focus. Remember the verbal cue I'll be giving you. All right, let's just be on time and have some fun. All good?
1-1 count, right?
Yes. Week one is swagless. There's nothing more swagless than covering your position, okay? We are on field. There is nobody here. A TikTok term that got popularized this year that is everything a college baseball coach doesn't want you to do is nonchalant, okay? That is the worst thing you can be as a pitcher, all right? So everything today is out of the stretch with a runner on first base. So if we have a ground ball on this side, I am anticipating you max effort covering first base as if we have Hunter Holland running down the first base line, okay? I am anticipating if a ball is in the gap that you understand where your backup should be. So if the ball's in the right center gap and I've got a runner on first, I don't know if that play is going to be at third or home. We've talked this before. I am max sprint to that brick right there. I'm not backing up either base from that position, but what I am doing is I'm reading what's going on. I'm listening to my catcher. Are we going to have actual base runners today? Are we going to have an actual catcher calling 4-4-4, 3-3-3? It is swagless to get real reps that are totally imaginary, and there's no reason to sprint to that brick. But if I call out 3-3-3-3-3 and you're standing right here in the grass, we're going 10 burpees, okay? We are trying to get you ready to really be a college baseball player. High school baseball players have never had a harder time getting on a college roster than they do right now. If you can't do the little things, they're moving on, okay? It's not about induced vertical break. It's not about how sick that sweeper is compared to your standard slider. It's about can you play baseball and get guys out, okay? So we're 1-1, we're out of the stretch. I'm not worried about you tremendously being quick to the plate, but if you want to mix up your hold times here, that would be a good idea. Any ball in play, I want to see you do something, okay? And just show me that you understand the game. Because a single to center with a runner on first, we need to be right there. Because that guy might just go first to third, okay? I want to see real reps, and then walk back and go through your pre-pitch routine because you just gave up a base knock, okay? This is the first time in prospect prep that we will have actual failure today. Pun may leave on you. So what? We got more baseballs. Let's go to work, all right? Let's do it.
What are you looking at when you throw that?
His hip.
We did the same thing at the same time. What'd you say?
His hip. Should I look at his like chest? Because it kind of goes a little down.
Yeah, it's got vert to it. What I would be trying to do is actually not just look at his hip. I want you to throw the baseball at his hip. Okay. So we're gonna throw that again right here. I want you to throw a breaking ball at him, okay? Because it's giving me plenty, but it's gotta be where it's all the water's got to be in the bathtub. All right, we can't pour it in the floor. It looks really good right now. We just got to figure out what to do with it.
We got it. We did it. Great shape. 3-1. Same thing I did with Keaton earlier. I love that shape. Just start over here.
You gotta clip that one. Just take some data off that last swing here. Yeah, that's fine.
There's a world where if you put on 5 miles an hour by next spring, and that can be your primary pitch, and it's 72, like, there's a world where if you just throw strikes, you're like a very reasonable arm for a smaller college. Like, that's got a really good shape to it. I just had the guys eye test your fastball, and they guessed 81. And that's not the number it was, but it spins well and it rides, and then we're doing this really well. There's something there. Keep having fun. Barrel.
Baby!
To one.
Went good. Met some new guys. Got some reps in, and overall felt like I improved.
Baby. Barrel. Is that curve? Right, Cooper. Yeah, I was breaking ball, just backed up.
Yeah.
2-2. I've only been running my fastball call once today. Oh boy.
We're backing up third. Pitch.
Now he's up 1-2, a good breaking ball. Probably going to try to expand. Exactly what he's going to try to do. Good. Win some here.
Is that a change?
Yes.
I like that. Are you seeing a vertical or diagonal line on that, Dylan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really seeing anything like that. It's kind of hard to see, but.
Did that cut? Yeah, that'll do.
No strike?
Yes, strike. He throws it horizontal, but it breaks vertical. So when we can go buckle up breaking ball and then fastball in with run, you hit as well, right? You hit too? Okay. So being a hitter is advantageous when you're up here because you can understand the perspective better because you do that.
Yeah.
So I just buckled, protected my ribs here, dropped into a kidney protecting position, and then I saw a fastball run in on my hands that I hit down on the pine tar.
Yeah.
What am I thinking?
Thinking.
As a hitter, what am I thinking?
This guy's entirely inside, protect the inside, I guess.
Okay. We've also shown this and this. So we've got a lot of different ways to win here. What's your favorite? This is probably the best situation to win in, period.
I'm probably going fastball down and away because he's seen everything inside, maybe something outside he's expecting inside. If he swings, probably put it a little outside the plate, because if we miss, I mean, it's not the end of the world. We're in a good count.
So yes, even if you miss, I now have to respect inside run, buckle, and fastball out. Yeah. Now I feel like I'm covering 35 inches instead of 17. So if we can throw that fastball out and actually just commit to just winning on this half of the plate, we don't have to be cute. It doesn't have to be black and dotted. He's protecting, and his eye level is set in on my hands. So if we put velocity on the outer half right here, there's a really good chance he feels like that's far away, and he's going to give a defensive swing and at best fly out to right. So don't get cute with it. Don't go black here. Like, don't think dot. Just think this half of the plate, throw it by. It's exactly what I want you to do. Our hip just went a centimeter early. It's exactly what I wanted, though. Now, and Channing's a good enough guy, he'll actually talk me through this. Step. What? Step out. So we're talking through that sequence right there because he's a stuff guy and a power guy, but hasn't had a lot of reps and doesn't necessarily know sometimes, like, okay, a fastball was called. Here's the type of fastball that makes a lot of sense right here. So the sequence was you dropped your elbow to protect your kidney and it stole the inside corner. And then a fastball you thought you were going to barrel, but it ran late and hit your pine tar. So now you're in here. This is what you've seen. I've got to protect under my hands. He might come back in here with some smoke or try to buckle me again. So what I said was, let's just go out and win with velo and make him feel like the plate's 35 inches wide instead of 17. So he did that and he missed. And we even talked through the miss. I said, now if you miss, that hitter doesn't know what to think. So talk me through. You went front side buckle, fastball thumbs, fastball off the plate away. We're not going to change your pitch selection. What are you actually thinking here?
Either he's going to go back to the fastball or curveball out.
Okay.
So he has no idea?
Yeah. No.
So I was actually going to coach you up. I want you to think about seeing the ball and slowing the game down with your eyes, okay? He's got good going both, okay?
So we're in a situation as a pitcher, we can literally do anything now. These situations don't exist that often where any pitch could win, but this really is the sequence where, like, a fastball in's a really good pitch, a fastball out's a really good pitch because he might be guessing we're coming back in. We've done everything now. So this is why I'm on you to just pour it all in the strike zone, because you have the stuff to make people respect, like, bro, I don't know what he's throwing. 2-2.
Be ready early. Commit to second baseman here. All right. I got nothing. I can't even coach anything because when you have two pitchers in the zone for a strike, it's like, yeah, that's when you're good at pitching.
I think it's been really good so far. We've only 3 days in, and we've already got some really good work. We've got our baseline stats. We out here today, we threw lives, and I think we're gonna get a lot of work in over these 8 weeks.
Right. I would like to hit that one. I would too. All right, what about it? Oh, baby. Knock. Atta baby.
Like that
swing. Good job. Holy.
Yeah, I gotta pull him. Okay. I don't care. It's about what the hitter just saw. So I just saw a fastball up here by my face. All right. A breaking ball that just front hips is a free strike. Everyone freezes after a ball comes up here. So throw with intent.
Strike.
Highlight of my day. Thank you. Love it.
Gavin, proud of you. You won't throw it to me.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Now we are in a situation that happens rarely. I've thrown a fastball that a guy had to physically respect the fact I'm throwing a rock up by his face. And then I went front door with the breaking ball a couple times. So I think me as a hitter, I'm assuming you just went soft. You're probably going hard away. But if I go to lean out on hard away and try to barrel something to right, what if you come back in under my hands again and I'm leaning out past you and I'm out? So now a hitter feels like he's covering 25 inches instead of 17. We haven't established over here, but we've kind of got him maybe guessing over here, but he knows he's got to protect this. It's not real fun. So you can really do anything you want. Yeah, we're good.
Commit everything opposite way here, brother.
I didn't think about the iPad. Need a new iPad. Buy an iPad today.
Good.
Big thing with the fastball is we just got to be able to put it at the bottom. We're full.
Commit everything opposite way here. Good job, MJ.
So you're in a situation I found myself in a lot as a pitcher later in my career. I don't think I could throw a fastball for a strike, but I know I can throw a breaking ball for a strike. So you're full, so you don't have a lot of wiggle room here. Your decision.
I want to get there.
Good piece of hitting. Base hit. Good or bad, MJ?
Oh, yeah.
Go ball.